Okay, let's see how this one looks. I forgot what we were photocopying. I'm just going to go by intuition to see what we can come up with. Going to hit it on 200 to start with. All right, let's see what we've got with this. We've got here North Shore Living. It's a Snooty, what I'd call a Snooty magazine, and we're going to photocopy, of course, this face of this 80s retro picture of this girl. So we're going to try and work out where to put it. We're going to have to make it bigger than 200. 200's a bit too small for this, so we're just going to guess where we're going to put it. We're just going to use my camera hand to drop the dot feeder on it, and we're just going to make this a lot bigger than 200. So we're going to make it 300 by 300. All right, that looks interesting. We still got some of that writing, which we don't want, of course. Wondering how we're going to make this. We're going to slide it across a bit. So that's the hair. We're just going to maybe how are we going to do this, folks? I'm going to move it across a bit further to get the face against the edge of the page, but we're going to have to enlarge it more anyway. So we're going to get here. We're going to make the horizontal 330. So let's see how that goes. It's going to be a little bit distorted. But yeah, 80s retro. Looks like it's back again, as retro often does. And I think we moved her face way too far across. We didn't want her eye to be, and we still got that ugly writing in the picture. So we're going to have to, I'm actually thinking, we're going to make this into a movement piece. I'm actually thinking now. I don't really like that, so I'm just going to slide it around and make it something more creative than just a so we're just going to do that and see what we get. We normally do movement pieces of the cover, but the cover's really bland and boring, so I figured we'd just leave it out. But we didn't get much of the woman's face on this picture, which is a shame. We wanted the face, so we're just going to try that again and try to put the lady in the scene on the edge there, or in the corner, and we're going to slide her around. Hopefully this will work. Movement is not easy to control, folks. So let's see how we go with that. Oh, that looks interesting. But we didn't get much interesting movement, although the face looks interesting. Stupid sleeve keeps falling down on my left arm, unfortunately. So we're just gonna, I'm just thinking we're gonna fold it back, and we're just gonna make it a bit easier to keep that woman in the frame, to keep that face in the frame while we're moving it. Whoops, just bumped the dock feeder. Sorry folks, didn't mean to be rough, it was an accident. Let's see how that comes out. Interesting, but again the woman's face isn't in the focus that I'd like it to be. So we're just going to try that again. Fuck, I hate it when movement doesn't work and I just can't seem to get it to come off looking good. So let's see how we go this time. Some of these demos just go on and on and on because I just can't get a satisfactory piece of movement to look good. Yeah, again, it's actually, we could probably focus on this section here. I do like the look of that, I think. So we're going to enlarge that. I'm wondering if we're going to throw that to the... which way are we going to do it? I'm trying to decide. We're going to just take that and throw it, and we're just going to try and emphasize that detail there. So we're going to put that on the glass into the corner. So we're going to make it an A6 in length. It's going to be enlarged 200 on the horizontal, and on the vertical, I'm not sure how big vertically we're going to make this. It might go up to 400% on the vertical, so the horizontal will stay at 200 and the vertical will go at 400, and see what we can do with that little piece of information. So we're just going to quickly set this silly thing up and make it look good. I'm actually thinking the copy density could go all the way. This brightness could go a bit. So we're doing something a little bit different, folks. Trying to make something that's a little bit annoying and difficult into something a bit creative here. Something a little bit different. So hopefully this will look really nice. Hopefully we'll have it nice in the middle. Yeah, that looks really interesting, that. There you have it. There's that feature. Wondering if we're going to enlarge it further, or we're going to... Just trying to think what we're going to do with this. So I'm trying to remember which part was... Whatever, we're going to try and maybe enlarge it further on the horizontal as well as the vertical. Hopefully that'll turn up a treat. So we're going to make it 200 and 240. So let's see how we go with that. Don't know which end is which. I do forget things easily, folks. That can be a little bit of a problem sometimes. Yeah, we did. We get the wrong end. I was hoping this end would go towards the edge. I'm actually thinking we want this end to go that way. So we're going to move it across. We're going to move it towards the end. So we're just going to slide that across. Just a fair amount. I don't know how much is enough or the right amount. And we're just going to keep it on 240%. And let's see how we go. I want to make this into something really nice, folks. So we're into the 9-minute part of the job. Well, let's see. Well, that looks a lot better now. We got that there, and we can make this into a nice mirror image. So now we just got that. We got that part there. That looks good. So now we're just going to proceed to finishing off this job. It's quite a simple-ish little design, but it seems to be all right. I'm not sure if it's going to be the greatest demo on earth, but I'll have to line up the pieces and see before I can really pass judgment on how this is going to look. So, because sometimes it's only when you arrange the pieces on the surface here, that you know that you've got a winner, or you know you've got something that's not quite as good as it should be or as you'd like it to be. You can't always get it looking good. You know, like anyone, you have your bad days and your good days, or in the case of demo sets, you just have a couple of bum ones that you hit out of 15 that you do in a set. Well, that's what I do in 15. I shoot them in 15 sets of 15. So sometimes I just get a couple that are a bit dodgy and shitty, but the rest of them are not so bad or really good. So I'll just move some of this stuff away. But that's really colourful as well. It's really captured that makeup, the essence of that woman's 80s style makeup. So it's just a little bit tricky trying to find a reference point here because most of it's all screen dots. Let's see if we can line these up. I think that's it. That looks really, actually, that looks quite nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.